Hi, I'm Dr. Reese, and today I want to talk to you about the parent-child relationship and why it's important for parents to be talking to their children about emotions and social skills and relationships. So when we think about our children, we think about the fact that when they're born, they are basically blank slates. Everything that they know about the world around them, they're going to learn through listening to and watching the adults who are in their life. Now, if you're a primary caregiver, that means that you're a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle, a family friend who's raising children. Then that means that you have children who are looking up to you, who are watching you, who are listening to you. And it's important to just be aware of that and to be mindful of that so that you can help them learn all the things that they need to know about life. Now, primary caregivers are responsible for teaching children within the first 5 years of life. So very early, actually, by the time that a child is 5, they have pretty well-formed thoughts and beliefs about emotion regulation, about social skills, and about relationships. Now, when it comes to emotion regulation, children are watching and listening to the adults. They're going to mimic the adults. So if they're around adults who become angry and express anger through throwing things, or who become sad and express their sadness by withdrawing and isolating, then you're going to have a child who begins to do the same thing. Children need to know how to emotionally regulate. They need to know what their emotions are, how to express them appropriately, and how to cope and calm those emotions. Now, I cover that in another video, so look for that one on the website. But it's really important to communicate this to our children because they won't know how to calm themselves down when they're upset unless somebody teaches them how. That's not something that you just know from birth. That's something that has to be taught, and most often it's taught through the modeling that they receive from those primary caregivers. Now, the second thing that our kiddos learn from us as the adults is social skills. So they're constantly watching to see how we are interacting with the people around us. Are we respectful? Are we using good words when we talk? If we're not, then we can expect our kids to start saying things or doing things that might be hurtful to others and that might actually get them into a little bit of trouble when they hit school age or head out into the community. It's important to model really good social skills for our children because those social skills are going to stay with them lifelong and are going to help them to look for a job, look for a life partner. All of those things are going to be made possible by good social skills, by being able to compromise with others and not always have to have everything their way, by being able to share with others. Not just physical things like toys, but emotions, thoughts, so that they can build relationships with others. So social skills is a really important thing to think about when you are with your child. What are you modeling for them? What are they learning from you? The third thing is relationship skills. Now, children don't know anything about having a relationship. How they learn about relationships is that relationship with primary caregiver when you as the adult are having a relationship with them. You're showing them how relationships work. You're showing them what respect looks like. You're showing them how to meet the needs of others. When you meet their needs, and sometimes allow them to meet your needs, then they're learning something called attunement. And attunement very simply means that we meet the needs of each other. This is the way that we build trust with each other. So for instance, when a baby is born and cries because he is hungry, and you as the adult respond by bringing a bottle, then baby learns that he has a voice, that somebody's listening to him, that he's important, and that he has value. This leads to good self-esteem. When baby has cried 272 times because he is hungry and you have responded, you heard him, you saw him, he was important to you, so you met his expressed need and brought that bottle. Then the 273rd time that he cries because he is hungry, he will trust that you are going to be there with the bottle. This is how trust is built. When we meet the need over and over and over and over again, our child comes to trust us. They depend on us. They find us to be a safe place, a comfort zone. And when they trust us, they can then be vulnerable with us, which means that they are able to talk about their feelings. They are able to share their thoughts. And this is where we have the opportunity to teach them that emotion regulation that is so important. So this is how an attachment-based relationship is formed. It's very important for healthy attachments and healthy relationships to be modeled for our kiddos, so that as they are growing and as they head to school and start to use those relationship skills to build friendships, as they are heading out into the world as young adults to find spouses and partners, that they will be able to have healthy relationships moving forward. However, it all starts at home with that primary caregiver relationship. So it's very important for our children to feel connected to their primary caregivers, to feel like, again, that their primary caregiver is a safe place for them, a comfort zone, someone who they can return to at the end of a hard day. When they come home from school and it's been rough, do they find a place where they can relax and express all of their frustrations and disappointments of the day? Do they find a place where they can problem solve things that did not work out so well for them today? Do they find a place where they can talk about the things that are important to them? This is what helps children to have a healthy perspective of relationships and of adults and primary caregivers. Now, if we want our children to listen to us, if we want to speak in such a way that they will listen, one of the really important things that we have to make sure of first is that that healthy relationship is in place. Normally, we do not listen to or follow directions from someone that we don't feel safe with. So think about this. If your car breaks down on the side of the road and you have called roadside assistance and they're on their way to help you, and a stranger pulls up behind you and says, "Get in my car, I'll take you to the nearest service station," what is your answer going to be? No, thank you, right? Because I don't feel safe with you. I don't know you. I don't have a relationship with you. Therefore, I'm not going to follow your directions. So when we're thinking about a child and having them follow our directions and having them listen to us, we have to first ask ourselves, am I a safe person for this child? Does this child trust me? If this child does not trust me as a safe person, it is going to be very difficult for them to follow any of my directions. It is going to be difficult for them to feel safe enough to be vulnerable and to tell me what they need. So it's so important for adults to have relationships with children that are based in safety and trust, in the attunement of meeting each other's needs, so that children can feel connected to their primary caregiver. Again, feeling connected is the largest predictor of a child following directions and being able to listen to you as the adult, making sure that they feel that they have a relationship with you, that you listen to them, that you're watching them, that you're listening to them, that you know them. And then once that connection is formed, children are much more likely to listen and follow directions because they have that secure relationship with a primary caregiver.